Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Reviewed with your girls from the Sotong Sessions, Delia and Jazz. We are here to discuss this past week's episode of This Is Us. We hope you guys have caught up. If you haven't, pause, hold on, go watch the episode, and then come on back. We'll give you a second. Okay.
You know, D, normally I would agree with you with that pause, go back and watch it. But this week, I'm going to say, y'all, don't even watch the episode.
We'll just tell y'all what happened.
Why did they decide that this was the storyline they wanted to highlight for the whole entire episode? What was this?
I don't know. I like Uncle Nicky, but not for like. I don't understand. I don't know why. I don't understand why.
See, I don't I don't care for his storyline at all, really. I mean, I get the only parts that I like are the flashbacks of him and Jack, like their relationship. Aside from that, I don't really need to know what all happened in his life with his backstory and his hippie girlfriend. I don't need to know all that. Right. So the fact that they spent the whole entire episode on this was like, I could not sit still in front of my TV. Like I was doing chores the whole time in the background, just letting it play. I could not sit still. And I was just like, at one point I was like, wait, what am I watching?
Right. What show is this again? Is this a lead-in for like a spin-off? Like I don't understand. I feel like sometimes they try to do too much with characters and they try to give us snippets or insight into these different characters. Like that's not the show. Like that's not what your show is. We're in season 5. Like we don't need you to just be adding in new characters all of a sudden for no reason. Like just give us the show that you have built.
Yeah.
And just let that be, because it's great. You're doing all these other things and it's taking away from the essence of the show that you've created.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah. And I feel, isn't this their second to last season?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like that was a waste of such a good episode. So, like, you wasted a whole episode when the series is about to end. Like, we need all we can get from the real original characters and cast. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah, I started off kind of like, okay, all right. But then when I realized that the whole episode was going to be about his backstory, I was like, all right. I didn't understand what was really going on. And like I said, I like Uncle Nicky in terms of like, I like that, there's that connection there, but I'm not sure why they keep pulling him in.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess maybe we'll see it unfold more in the future, because we do know that there's a flash forward where he's by Rebecca's side. So we're trying to lead into that. But I feel like you can lead into that without giving us his whole life history. Like, we don't even know who Miguel is. And this man is married to Rebecca. Like, we still haven't had an episode where we found out about Miguel. And he's been with us since day one. Why are we adding in a whole nother person when we haven't even fleshed out the characters that we already have?
Yeah.
I feel like they wanted to display like, COVID and what it's like and him being scared. And the scene at the airport did kind of, when he dropped everything, I was like, oh no.
He dropped those snow globes. I was like, child, he said, let me just drain the liquid out. I thought, how are you going to do that? I have never seen anyone take apart a snow globe and drain the liquid out. Like, what do you mean?
Never. And then I was like, and you definitely, obviously he didn't tell anybody what he was making, because then they would have told him, sir, you can't take this with you. Like, I don't know. It was just it was like, it just felt out of character for the show.
Yeah, it didn't fit. It didn't fit at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And then I'm trying to think of what they flash forward for next week, but I don't even remember. But Yeah, I don't know. I just think another thing that I've been saying that I still wonder. So Uncle Nicky went to Kevin them's house, and like Madison is just chilling in the kitchen with Kev or whatever. And then she's like, oh, something about the babies. Like she had to go feed them and then go to bed. She's like, I'm really tired. I'm going to go to bed. And I was just like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like the calm
Right.
of motherhood with
There's
newborn
no
twins.
there's no stress. There's no like, oh, she's just walking around flighty, like just like
Right.
you have twins, boo.
They did not make her look like nothing about her is postpartum. Like her body, like she doesn't look tired. She like it's just so not realistic to me. So I don't know.
Even with help,
Yeah.
which we know that they have a nanny, but they didn't really give the impression that this nanny is really taking care of everything.
Mhm.
I mean, maybe the nanny is, maybe she is, but like there's still no like, and then the house is just super clean. Like there's no toys anywhere. Like like it just doesn't make sense that you have two twin newborns in your house and it's just so like put together
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. And they're just chilling like they
Right. They're
ain't
just
got
chilling in
kids.
the house. Right. I'm like, okay, y'all. Okay.
I
I,
don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not a fan of any of them that was in this episode.
Right.
Like, no, I'm not a fan. So for me, it was a wash. I was like, this is not what I wanted to see this week. And then we don't have an episode next week. So that kind of sucks. So we're kind of left with this episode for 2 weeks until we find out what.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, and again with the pause, another week gone, it just feels very choppy. Like this season just feels very choppy, very disconnected.
Yeah.
And I know that that's not their fault. It's not all their fault because of just stuff that's been going on.
Yeah.
But it just feels like the storylines just don't feel like they're going from one place to the next. Like it just feels very unconnected, disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens in 2 weeks. But this is definitely one of those episodes, I think, where we feel like you can just read the recap online. You could listen into our podcast and hear our thoughts, and then you can wait for the next one.
Exactly. Agreed.
Yeah. Well, we hope that y'all are still rocking with this show and still rocking with us, even with, our feelings about this past episode and the ups and downs of this season. We are still here for This Is Us. This is us. We're still here for you. We still have hopes. We still enjoying it from time to time. So let's see what happens in 2 weeks.
Let's see. I mean, last word, I will say this. This Is Us is still way better than Grey's Anatomy. Even this trash episode we just had with Uncle Nicky.
Yes.
Still way better than Grey's Anatomy because I don't know what they doing over there in Shondaland.
They hit like a 20-year slump, and they ain't even at 20 years yet. But they've definitely hit another seasonal slump over there.
Oh my gosh.
So, if y'all think that we should do a reviewed episode of Grey's Anatomy, comment and let us know. If y'all want to hear our thoughts on that show,
exactly,
let us know in the comments. We would love to hear from y'all, and tell us what y'all thought about these episodes. We would love to hear what y'all thoughts are as well. So comment, like, subscribe, all of those social media fun things, and we'll see y'all in a couple weeks. Bye everybody, until next time.